Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and welcome to the special, I know everybody loves these, Eldritch Moon, Shadows over Innistrad Rare Draft. So let's cover the ground rules before I begin the Rare Draft because these are always so steeped in controversy, right? Okay, so here we go. This is how it's going to work. Now, some rares in the format are completely build-around. So I've gone over a couple iterations of this. I made it where I had to play build around rares, even if I didn't build around them, so they were essentially a dead card in my deck. Some people think this is better. I personally don't, but I would like to compromise because there is enough. Unfortunately, I'm just not going to make everybody happy, and that is just how it's going to work. But I have come up with one solution for how to deal with build around rares. So this is going to be weird to do in a format like this too, where you've got 3 boosters, 2 of which are one set and 1 of which is another. But that's just another thing that we just can't avoid. But so here's how I'm going to do build around rares. You end up picking 45 cards total, right? Or is it more or less than that? There's 15 cards in a booster. And let's see, you've got 8 people in a pod, so I guess you end up getting less than that. Less than 45 cards, don't you? Either way, what I'm planning to do is halfway through the draft is the cutoff point for build around rares. So when it gets to pick, let's say 22, 23, that's the last possible time that I will pick a build around rare and try and build around it. If it's any later than that, I still have to take the build around rare, but I don't have to build around it. So just to clarify once again, I'm always going to be taking the rares from the pack. If there's no rare in the pack, I get to take whatever I want. And if we're halfway through the draft and it's after halfway and there's build around rare, I still have to take it, but I don't have to build around it, nor do I have to play it. Okay. So if it's not a build around rare, I still have to take it, and I still definitely have to play it. You end up with some very wonky, crazy decks. It's fun to do. People love it. I think this compromise should work fine. And the entire reason I'm doing this in the first place is I want to play all the rares, but if it's a build around and it's super late in the draft, there's just no possible way for me to build around it. So I hope that makes sense. The whole point of this is, if I pick it up early enough, I can actually build around it and will try to. So I'm going to try and make build around rares that we get early work. But like I said, if they come halfway through the draft, then I will still take them but will not play them. Okay. And if there's multiple rares in the pack, which can definitely happen in these transform sets, I get to still choose which rare I take. All right. We've gone through the ground rules. We are ready to jump in the league. So let us do so. All right, I will make you wait. All right, the draft has fired, and we are ready to go. Honestly, I might even just take the Sanctifier of Souls, regardless of whether this was a rare draft or not. Close with Incendiary Flow, which is also just a bomb removal spell. Definitely better than Bombardment. And I think it would really just be between Sanctifier or Incendiary Flow for first pick, but hey, you know what? We're rare drafting, so you know what that means. Take the rare. Oh, there we go. All right. So you may choose. I have to take it, which sucks, and I have to play it. Do I have to build? Is it a build around, though? It's not even a build around, so I guess it doesn't matter. You own from outside the game or in exile. So that lets me grab it from my sideboard? I think it does, right? I almost need to read this one real quick. One sec. Let's see here. Coax. Let's see I'm going to take it regardless, but I want to read. I need to read about this one. I assume it says outside the game. That means I can take it from my sideboard. Let's see if we can get some rule text on this one. All right. So in a casual game, a card you choose from outside the game comes from your personal collection. In a tournament event, a card you choose from outside the game must come from your sideboard. Okay, that's what I thought. Card that is exiled face down has no characteristics. You can't choose it. And your even if you're allowed to look at it. An Eldrazi card is one with the subtype Eldrazi. Non-creature cards with the Void from the Battle of Zendikar or block are Eldrazi theme, but they are not Eldrazi cards. Got it. All right. Well, rare after rare after rare. Let's go with this way too many color one. Still have to take it. We are going to need these Terrarians. We're going to need the 3-drop artifact. We're going to need a lot of help. This is not going to be easy. Hey, we get to pick a card on our own here. Awesome. So what do we want? We can take the Eldrazi. Then we actually have a target for the Coax, but we probably want to stick to our base colors that we currently have. So maybe just the Desperate Sentry. It seems like a decent card for buying time, which our deck's going to need. And it's on color with our Sanctifier. It actually has decent synergy with Sanctifier too, right? Block, get a creature card in the graveyard, turn it into a 1/1, end up with a 3/2 and a 1/1. Best card in the pack might just be Unsubstantiate. But we'll take the Sentry. Ah, Harmless Offering. Well, what terrible rare deck would be complete without a Harmless Offering? Wow. Gains control of target permanent you control. When am I ever going to be able to use this? All right. I'm paying money for you guys. I'm paying money for this draft to have you guys watch me just fail miserably. I hope you enjoy it. All right, we're taking Dismissal over what would easily be a Spreading Flames. Well, I guess we really aren't going to have a problem playing rares in this deck. I'll tell you that much. 5 out of our 6. This might be... We're off to a start where I've had the most rares I've ever had. Maybe we can make it America colors. Could we be so lucky? Oh my god, we get to pick a card. I think we're taking the Scarecrow. Colorless seems like where we want to be in a deck that's already 3 colors. And there's no fixing in here. Too bad it's not an Eldrazi Scarecrow. Alright. Might just take It of the Horrid Swarm. Maybe we want the Cathar for early something. I would just take this as... maybe I just have to accept that Coax is going to suck. I could take Chilling Grasp. I mean, I'm definitely blue already. Chilling Grasp can buy you time. Steadfast Cathar is just a cheap kind of turd. We'll take the Chilling Grasp. I'm blue anyway. Unfortunately, I'm pretty red too. Jeez. Elite. I guess we'll take the Slayer. Don't have any targets for it yet, but I don't know what to do with Harmless Offering. So, I mean, Duskfeaster is certainly the best, but we're going to take the Innkeeper. We just need to make sure that we have cards in the colors that we have to play. The old 3/4 drop deck, that seems real good. All right, let's take this Reaver. Slayer's Cleaver might be a way to win. I might have actually wanted the Prophetic Ravings so I could find a way to get rid of these useless cards that are in my deck that dare call themselves rares. Well, you know what's better than one Reaver? Okay, we'll bite. We'll take it. All right. I know. You guys aren't in black. Too bad you didn't pass me any black rares. All right. We'll take it. At least it's an on-color rare, right? I think we really don't want to be in black unless we have to. Like I said, we're already 3 colors with 0 pieces of fixing, so we've got our work cut out for us. We'll take the Occultist here, though, and be actually pretty happy about it. I'm trying to think if there is any card in this format that I would want to just give my opponent. Is there any cards that just say lose the game or something? If you control me at the beginning of your upkeep, lose the game. That'd be sweet. All right. Take the rare. All right, the rare is gone from this one, which means We get to take whatever we want. So we have a good amount of red. We could take the Abandoned Reason for that reason, or Borrowed Hostility, or we can take the Priest. Priest is probably the best. This deck's going to need to be able to do something to stop and buy time, so I think we'll just take the Priest. There's no fixing in here either. If there were, I'd probably take it. So how many cards in are we right now? 17. How many picks into pack 2 are we? I'll have to do a count. That'll help me gauge. For some reason, I thought you get 45 cards. So there's, what, 13 left in this? 9, 12, 13 cards left. So we took 2 cards. So 2 less cards than what we have right now is 15. We did get 15. Okay. So yeah, 22 is going to be the cutoff. And we're at 17 now. So 5 more picks to get build around rares. We have to take the Sanitarium. No choice. Otherwise, I would take... Sanitarium's going to be pretty bad for us, too. Maybe I just have to play 18 lands so that I can... So this doesn't hurt the mana base. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, right? Otherwise, I'd probably take, I don't know, Nebelgast Herald, probably. Actually, I've been pretty impressed with Make Mischief. Well, at least it's on color, since I have to take it. So let's take Providence, Rhode Island here, and move on with our sad, sad lives. Okay, so thankfully we get the choice here. Still no fixing, which kind of is rough. So we have Make Mischief, Borrowed Grace. We have 10 creatures currently, right? So even though we have Sanctifier, Borrowed Grace doesn't look all that good. It's probably okay. It's usually just good. Make Mischief can at least be a removal spell, kill something, and give you a blocker for 2 toughness creatures, which actually makes it a good card. Kill an X1. I think we're going to need the utility of Make Mischief. Borrowed Grace is good too, though. I don't know. Oh, Summary Dismissal number 2, huh? Just can't catch a break and pick up that Spreading Flames when I need it. All right, next pack is the cutoff for, or next card rather, is the cutoff for a build around rare. Well, I guess it's on color. Do we have synergies with it? Yeah, we have the Slayer's Cleaver. I mean, I'll try and build around Sigarda's Aid. I wouldn't mind. I've certainly gotten stomped by Sigarda's Aid before. All right, so now we're officially... We'll even let one more pick the chance for a build around rare, but after that, no more building around. All right, so I guess we'll take probably second Slayer. Summary Dismissals look so bad in this deck. Slayer might end up being good, though, with Sigarda's Aid. I mean, Tattered Haunter is what I want, but I think we got to focus on the white-red and just accept that we're playing bad rares. So... Huh. Not sure we have enough 3-drops. We can take the Innkeeper as if we didn't already have enough 4-drops. Guess we can take Fogwalker here. Innkeeper seems pretty bad. Peace of Mind. Do we have synergy with it? No. Maybe I just want to get rid of these useless spells and gain life. Honestly, that's not the worst idea I've ever had. Alright, Convolute, I guess. Alright, so if I pick up build-arounds now, I'll take the Ravings. This deck actually, I think, is a Ravings deck. It actually works with Sigarda's Aid too, right? That's kind of cool. I guess we'll take this. Guess we'll take this. I mean, black is open. Too bad we've opened 0 black rares. Actually, I don't even want to jinx it. We've managed to stay 3 colors. All right, we have to take a corrupted Gravestone now. Awful. Otherwise, I would take... Well, thankfully there's nothing insane for us. We're going to hope to wield the Warp Landscape because our deck needs some help. But... God, this card's so bad. I think Peace of Mind... Alright, alright. Hey, we get the choice. I think I actually want the Port Town. We need the fixing. We have enough playables. Since I get the choice and all, let's take fixing. Oh boy, this deck is bad. This deck is bad. Maybe I just Harmless Offering and give them a Providence. Oh wait, it's not an enchantment. Give them a Graphstone. Couldn't hurt me too much, right? Maybe I give them a Peace of Mind and they're not in white. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is probably just play Ravings and hopefully not play Peace of Mind, and we're just going to hope to ditch a second Harvest. Well, here's the bad news. I got to take it, but the good news is I don't have to play it because we are past the halfway point by a million. This card was worthless throughout this entire format. We have, it synergizes currently with 2 cards in our deck. 3 cards maybe. Alright, so we have to take it. Okay, Cathar. Oh my god. Our deck actually has 1 good card in it. There's Spiteful Motives too, but we are going to take the Cathar. I actually like Spiteful Motives quite a bit. Motives could potentially be a better way to win. Like an actual... And it's a aura for Ironclad Slayer? Alright, I convinced myself. Oh man, I so desperately wanted to play Dance with Devils. Love this card. Alright, we're stuck with Engulf the Shores that we have to play. To the Slaughter. Well, gotta play it, unfortunately. Well, I think this deck takes the cake as the worst deck, the worst rare draft deck I've ever ended up with, as well as the most rares. So I can take Apparatus here, or I can take Kindred. I guess we probably need some more creatures, right? Okay. I guess we have Make Mischief, which is like a 14th creature. I guess we'll take the Homunculus. Hey, Gyre Reach Sanitarium is actually good in this deck. We have a few ways to get rid of the worthless cards. That's not bad. It'd be sweet if we wheeled that Forsaken Sanctuary so we actually had a way to play To the Slaughter. Because as of now, the only rare we're not playing is Second Harvest. Other than that, we have to play every single one, including Graphstone. But Second Harvest we don't have to play. It's a build around. Sigarda's Aid's a build around too, but alright, we get the landscape. Take it, playing it. I don't even think we have anything for Coax from the Blind Eternities, do we? So open the armory, you can find not much. I love that we have Sigarda's Aid in the same deck as the Spiteful Motives. Just irrelevant is all. You know what? Alright, let's take the Blood Mad. Blood Mad Spiteful Motives may actually be a way for us to possibly win. Survive the night. Maybe a combat trick we need. Hulking Devil. Seems like it could win. So after we're done with this, we'll look at all our rares. We're so hopeless, I might just jam Second Harvest in the deck anyway to make all the people that complain about me not playing every rare. At this point, I don't even care. Our deck is so bad. And the fact that we have Sanitarium and Prophetic Ravings, at least I'll just be able to get rid of them. So we'll probably just do that. I don't even care. We'll just run. We'll go full terrible this time around. So I think we got to run 18 lands, like I said. But let's figure out all the rares that we ended up with. All right, so we'll set all the rares aside, all the cards we got to play. $14 rares. That's pretty impressive. All right, so we have to cut just a boatload of spells from this. So what should we cut? I guess we can cut this. We can probably just cut a lot of non-creature stuff. This can go. I still probably need the Ravings, so let's cut like Survive the Night. At least Ravings has some Sigarda's Aid synergy, right? Not a lot. Not a lot. Maybe I just accept that blue sucks and try and cut as much of it as possible. Okay. Still have to run dismissals. All right, so I think our game plan is just try and get rid of as many worthless spells as possible via... I still have to make so many cuts. I don't know if we got the space for Cleaver, but it's our Sigarda's Aid synergy. I guess the real problem is, well, we have, okay, so we have like 2 less cards, right? Because these are 3 less cards, because these are lands. So we can set these, I mean, we're playing them all, but we can figure out how many cuts we need to make. So maybe I do just, I was going to play 18 lands, but this is going to be tough to cut from now. I think we have to play all of these bad spells. We can cut 1 creature, I guess. Or maybe I just accept I'm going to have a lot less than 15. Because I just got to make some serious cuts here. We probably got to play 17 lands just because if I have to play all these garbage rares, these cards are the only ones that could possibly win me the game. All of these garbage rares are terrible. Like, we didn't even get a good rare outside of Sanctifier, right? I guess Impetuous is okay too. So we got 2 like pretty playable rares and then 12 just horrendous ones for this deck. At least we're not color intensive. We do have that going for us. I almost feel like Slayer's Cleaver is one of our few ways to win. Which makes me want to keep it. I don't know what to cut. And we got a lot of cuts to make. Like, these are like all of our creatures. A 10 of our... In fact, 12 of our 14 rares are non-creature cards. So that alone means we're just going to be short on creatures. That's terrible. All right, I think we just have to cut creatures. We have no choice. It's the only way we can play this deck. So I think that does mean I probably just don't have space for Cleaver. I got to make space for all of these terrible cards. So let's cut the Cleaver. Let's cut the worst creatures in our deck. Maybe the worst creatures are like... I don't know. I still feel like this deck needs Make Mischief. Because it's the only way... It's the only thing that can kill like an X1 and block an X2. So it's like an actual 2-for-1 for our deck. Which a deck like this that's just devoid of value, I think we need it. More creatures to cut. Maybe Desperate Sentry. It's not like we're going to get Delirium. Maybe an Ironclad Slayer because we only have Motives and Prophetic Ravings. At this point, I'd rather cut the Spiteful Motives than the Ravings. The Ravings is like... The Ravings and the Sanitarium are only ways to get rid of the unplayable rares. I might just need to get rid of Motives. Like, I need enough creatures to play this deck. And maybe Sanguinary Mage is... Well, I guess if we have all of these... Maybe Mage is actually reasonable. Because we have all of these. Yeah, we got to figure this out. This is tough. I guess I can go 13 creatures, in which case maybe I cut the Motives. I probably even have to go less than that, don't I? All right, we cut Motives. We cut... Maybe a Reaver. Maybe a Sentry. So if I cut these, this brings us to 14 creatures with the Make Mischief. I have to cut 2 more cards, and it's probably going to be creatures. If you look, all we have left is creatures and a Ravings. Well, I guess I gotta cut Ravings because I want to play it, but we just can't win without creatures. We have no card advantage and we have no creatures. So I might just need to go to 13 creatures because I just don't have a choice. So I maybe cut... I don't know. What's our curve look like? Alright, probably a 4-drop then. I guess an Innkeeper. I kind of want to bring Ravings back. But Ravings is just worthless with 13 creatures. Alright, this deck is... This is definitely the worst deck I've ever piloted. Not like this extends beyond Rare Draft. This is definitely the worst deck I've ever seen. Yeah, this does not bode well for us. I'm gonna do my best, but and we'll play all 3 rounds. But this deck is not up to snuff. I've been much happier with Rare Drafts before, but it's kind of fitting for this format and me. So we have 1 blue mana. We're probably gonna need like... We're not even gonna go for the 2 to Slaughter Second Harvest. We're just playing them as dead cards, which, like I said, is fine for us because we're kind of toast anyway. Actually, maybe I just throw 1 swamp in there. Sure. So let's figure out our mana base here. So no green. 1 black. Let's up that. Or I guess like this. So this is 5. I think we do more like this. So what is this? With Warp Landscape, 7 white, 6 red, 5 blue. This might make more sense then, right? 7 red, 6 white, 4 blue, 5 blue. Okay. All right. Here you go. Rare draft. Eldritch Moon. Gotta reach Sanitarium. Probably going to be the MVP of this deck if we can live long enough to use it. I still wish I knew a way to get Prophetic Ravings in here. It's just, if I cut another creature, which I would have to do for a Prophetic Ravings, I've got 12 creatures with a aura. It just seems so bad. There's so many dead cards in this deck, it's insane. This might be the record of most dead cards I've ever had in a draft, too. All right. Here we go. Let's do it. You know, I was pondering it. Maybe it does make sense to just cut the second harvest. Because there is no way for me to play it. I can play everything else in my deck. At the risk of making 5 people upset, I'm going to bring in the Ravings. Because I think we need the Ravings. I think we actually need it to, like, possibly win. I mean, our chances of winning are so minute anyway, I probably don't even need to think about it. But at least we have something that synergizes with Sigarda's Aid. We're not running a literal dead card in our deck. Because I'm not going to cater my mana base to a double green spell when our mana base is already so hosed. And we are already playing a completely dead card in Coax from the Blind Eternities. We don't even have an Eldrazi card to search up. Which is insane in itself. But we're still playing it because I don't know why. Probably shouldn't be playing that one either if it's completely dead, right? Like, Sigarda's Aid's... I want this deck to actually, like... I was gonna say have a chance to win, which it just doesn't right now, does it? It could not possibly win like this. Like maybe Cleaver for the Coax. Because Coax is an actual dead card in our deck too. There is nothing we can search up with it. If I had one card I could search up with it, I would consider it. But there is 0 cards we can search up with. So if I'm playing an actual dead card, then I might as well get rid of it. So maybe the Cleaver, so we actually could kill our opponent with like our trample guys. That might be a plan. Maybe the Motive's better. Because First Strike and Double Slayer. Alright. Alright, rest assured, our deck is still terrible. We just cut 2 cards that are actually dead. Coax, which doesn't do anything. And Second Harvest, which does something with 2 or 3 cards, but I got after halfway through the draft, so... Alright, there you have it. Let's try this. We'll see you in round 1.